G'day guys, welcome to a new video. In this episode, we're going to be working on the S14, do a bit of maintenance work because we've got Keep a Reet this Friday. So when it comes to drifting, you want to maintain your car. So I'm going to show you guys why you need to change your spark plugs every few events. So we'll see how they look when we rip them out. We also got a wheel alignment done to the S14, but I won't be bothered chucking it in the video. I didn't think there's any point filming, but I'm so glad I did because we found that the wheel alignment was actually off by 12 mil because the last time I did a wheel alignment was a little while ago. And I've already done like 5 track events, so maybe do a wheel alignment every time the car feels funny. And another thing as well, with my LCA's ball joint on the roll correction kit from GK Tech with the angle kit, when the car was on the ground, it was tight, but when the car was up in the air, the wheel was wobbly. So the ball joint was actually sitting a little out of the LCA, but I explain that very soon. The main part of this video is this right here, steering rack bushes. The reason why we're going to replace this, so when we turned my wheel, the steering rack was actually moving. The steering rack needs to stay centered. If it's not centered, that means when you go to turn, your wheels aren't actually turning when you turn. The rack's actually moving. The rack needs to stay solid, hence why we got some new bushes, and I'm going to show you guys how to replace them. Whoop. Here is the part number for the S14 if you guys need it. It's right there. So what I was talking about with the roll correction kit and this nut sitting right there, when the car was on the ground and I tightened it, it was tight. But when the car was raised, you could literally, there was so much free play on the wheel, it was wobbling like crazy. And when I was drifting on track, I even set the last 2 drift events. I'm not even joking because I was talking to this with like so many people at the track as well. Doesn't matter how many times I threw it on the exact same line, it always felt different. And now, no shit, that this was the cause of it. The loose nut with the ball joint down there because it wasn't sitting completely flush. Now that it is, and now that we're going to replace the steering rack bushes, this car should feel a whole lot more solid out drifting on track, and I cannot wait to see how it feels. Alright, this is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be to film. Like, I can do the job, but to film under such little room, hence why I hate doing work on my cars now for filming like this, because you just never get the right spot, man. So anyway, we come over here. This right here is the steering rack where I've got the light, and there are 4 bolts. Got one right there with the bracket on top. I'm so sorry because it's like, I need a factory, I need a hoist so I can film better, but I can't. This is all I have because I'm stuck on 16,000 subscribers. Get me higher. Anyway, if we come to this hole here, there's another bolt there, so that's 2 bolts. So you take them both off and there's a clip up here, and then you take off that clip. But because there's a heat shield on top of it, there is a little bolt right there, if you guys can see that. It's a bit oil buildup and dust, but that bolt right there, take that off, that is the heat shield. And then if you come to the side here, you'll see how hard it is to film in here, man. Got no room to like move the camera around in the flash. That rubber bushing is gone, and that's why we're replacing it, because when we turn the wheel, as I said, this rack is actually moving and needs to stay dead center. So we'll be replacing these rubber boots. And same thing for the other side here. 1 bolt up there and then the other bolt in this hole. So let's get into it. Alright, how am I gonna put the camera down now? I feel like one of those like claustrophobic fucking people that climb in cliffs, you know, those people that climb in those tight rock spots. Maybe one day the channel will blow up and I can get out of this hellhole, have somewhere nice to finally work on. Alright, so what you're going to do is you just want to unbolt all of them out. So come out, there's 1 bolt, don't lose them, so just keep that one over there. because of the exhaust shield, we're gonna take off that little bolt I showed you guys. So back out we go again. What is it, 10 mil? Yeah, 10. Should come straight out like that. And just remember how it goes in, so the way he took it out, and we'll clean it up because look how fucking disgusting that is. Alright, that's there. Ah, I'm an idiot, I forgot to take this side out too. I get easily distracted. Alright, so, oh my god. Alright, this sucker is so tight, we're gonna have to change position. Been doing these videos for a long time like this, man, and even before the channel, man. Even in my old places that I used to live at with my other cars. When I had my old 32 and I had to live in this apartment near Hawthorne, oh my god, that was the worst, man. Working on my car in a side street, just on the road. People looking at me all weird all the time. And now I'm here in the driveway for ages and it sucks. You can move the steering rack up like this. Does not affect the wheel alignment at all. You grab the rubber bushing. Oh man, this is so bad. Like, it's so old. I don't think there's ever been changed. And here is the old rubber boot for the steering rack. Look at that. That's so worn. Flimsy as hell. So we'll grab the new ones and I'll show you guys how to replace them. Alright, so it's gonna go back facing down. So the part where this opens, so see how this, look at the difference, man. Oh, I threw it too far. Well, here's the cleaner one. How am I gonna get my arm in here? Ooh. Alright, so what you're gonna do is grab the new bushing and you just slide it over the rack like that. Open it, slide it in. And then we'll put the bracket back on into that groove there, but we'll change the other one first before we do that. So we just slide this new guy on, like so, perfect. Oh, look at that, that is fresh. Show you guys in a second. We'll grab the other one out. Look how bad this one is. Oh, that is completely rooted. If you guys can see that. So when I was drifting, the rack was actually moving, so I'm surprised that I was able to drift even though like the whole setup was still butchered, man. Keen to see how the car feels now with the new wheel alignment, the tightened ball joint, new bushings for the rack. It's gonna feel sick on track Friday, so keen. Alright, let's chuck the new one. Get away from me, man, I hate you. Do you know what? I should actually check my R33, holy shit. I just realized that's the one thing I've never checked on the R33 is these bushes. Just make sure that it's actually in there flush so I can't see. Now you just do everything in reverse. Once you put the mounts in, you just tighten the bracket back in and that's it. Just tighten down completely tight. Not too tight, but just nice and snug. So this is one bracket done. And then we'll do the other side. So there's no point filming it. The joys of working on the floor, man. Can't ever own anything nice. So these are the old bushes right here. Look how destroyed that is. So you can tell they're old and worn. Best to replace them. Definitely got to inspect the R33s. Make sure they're all good. But these are really bad. Sorry about my dog barking. Sorry I didn't film putting everything back in. I'm just, as you guys can tell, I'm so overworking on the floor. Even if it's like a simple job like this, I'm so done with this crap, man. But I gotta do it, man, because I love drifting and I love flogging the absolute hell out of my car. So I gotta keep doing it, don't I? Always service your nuggets. Alright. Alright, when you're done, bring the car on the ground. And with the car off, we're gonna turn the steering wheel left and right just to see if there's anything weird going on. Actually, I'm noticing a difference when I yank the wheel like this. There is a lot more movement in the wheel now, whereas before I felt like I had to turn it just a bit more just to get the wheel to move. So the new bushings actually make a massive difference. Look at that. It already looks super responsive. Look, ant-sized dick movement, and the wheel is actually moving. Crazy. I just started the car just so I can just make sure that everything's working, so the new plugs sound alright. Steering wheel, there's no weird feeling in it at all, so this is going to be sick for drifting. And as I was saying before, when I shake the wheel like this, so I'll do it like that, you guys see some movement? That's way better than it was before. So I'm 100% sure that these new bushings are going to make a massive difference Friday. Always check everything over. Alright, definitely can't film in there. So you can see that the bushings are not like out of place, everything is where they're meant to be. This new exhaust, because it sits in the boot area, it's extra louder in here. You guys hear that vibration? Oh boy. And because we're going to be hitting some limiter on track, it's going to be loud as hell in this car, man. Holy shit. Alright. I have also said this in another video, these are the spark plugs that I use in the RB25, especially in the R33 as well. I'll be changing all 6, so make sure to grab these spark plugs for the RB25. They're very cheap and they're the best ones, and they're so much better than those shitty laser expensive ones. These are the best spark plugs I've ever used, so make sure to grab these ones for the RB25. Save it and go service your Nugget. I want to change my spark plugs maybe every 3 events. Because I feel like, because this car's like, everything's running on maximum, so these spark plugs are going to be dirty as hell, and you don't want it like, you know, backfiring on track like crazy, like spluttering kind of stuff. You want these spark plugs to be on point. So if it comes to drifting, maybe change them every 3 events. And that's why I like these spark plugs. They're only like, I think $4 a plug or some shit like that. And the laser ones are like $18 each, and you need to tune them with them. So those spark plugs are a no-go. So we'll see the condition on these spark plugs when I take this one out. White tip means it's running a bit lean too, because the airflow meter is also maxed out, like it's on its maximum. So you can see the tip there, it's a bit white. I'm assuming that's it's a bit lean. No, usually it's like completely black, but this one's, yeah. And that's why we're changing them. The second spark plug is also the same as the first plug, so I'm assuming they'll all be the same. So here's the old spark plug, here's the new spark plug. As I said, I'm going to try to change them every 3 events, because when it comes to drifting, you want to have these on point. And when it comes to tightening them, see this crusher washer here? You'll feel it like snug in when you start to tighten it. I try to find that sweet spot. I don't know the Newton meters. I've always done my spark plugs really tight, not over tight, but just in that sweet spot. Now that we've got the fresh spark plugs put in, I thought I'd show you guys the old one. This white tip, as I said, my airflow meter is maxed out, so it could be leaning a little bit, or because I haven't changed the spark plugs in the last 5 events, and we have been flogging the absolute hell out of this car, and the tips on this spark plug have probably burnt. So it's always best to change your spark plugs after a couple of events. I know I said that a couple times, but this is just a reminder so that you guys don't have to run into any bullshit problems out on track or in your daily. The last 6 events, my wheel alignment was 1.1 rear camber, now it's 0.7. Because of the camber arms, we are limited to 0.7 maximum, so it's better than 1.1. So I'm keen to see how these new tires and the new setup is all gonna feel Friday night drifting. I'll tell you guys something, after this track event, all new mods are going to start happening, so there's going to be a lot of work to come with this RB25 plus a retune, so more fun videos to come very, very soon. Now with every drift event, before I fill up the tank before a track day, I like to chuck this in. I don't use this to, you know, go, oh, I got some more power now, I got extra 50 horsepower. It's bullshit. It's not going to give you 50 horsepower. This stuff I really like because I feel like it actually helps with detonation inside the engine when you're out drifting. I feel like it cleans out the injectors, the plugs, so this stuff's really good to use. The stuff right here. Oil and oil filter. I like to change the oil and oil filter. I'm going to start changing it every 2 events because we're hitting limiter and constantly flogging it. The oil's burning up really hot, so you're getting more out of the oil in like 2 track days than you would dailing around in your car basically. I actually can't get over the fact how good these rep wheels look, man. I definitely need some more. But anyway, dudes, if you're a new viewer, I say this all the time, hit the subscribe button, man. Do it. Hit that damn subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Show some support. Leave a like. Definitely share this video to your mates, because all the work that I've been doing over time on these cars, it's always stressful. And now that we're heading into winter, it's going to be very difficult to work in the rain. And I've got so many mods to do, so I'm going to try and get like a big gazebo, hopefully. And hopefully smash out videos through winter. It's gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it for you guys. And if you're gonna come to Keep It Reet Friday, make sure to say hello to the pits. I'll be working on this S14, hard to miss, and we'll see how this car goes. It should work fine, but drifting, man, there's always some random bullshit that always happens, doesn't it? If you're not gonna be at the Friday night drift event, then this video will be up next Monday, and I'll catch you guys next episode. Catch you guys later.